Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Northblood. I hope you're all uh, doing great. I hope you're happy and healthy. Welcome back to TEW. However, you might notice that this time a little bit of a difference, with the interface we were working with, and that is because we are no longer on TEW 2020. No, you're on TEW IX, the more recent installment for the TEW series. Obviously, we've still got the Ring of Honor series running. That's still going to go down. I'm still going to be uploading that when I can. This is obviously the start of a brand new series, so I thought, why not do it on the new game? I bought both of them earlier on in the year. I am enjoying TEW 2020 a bit more than TEW IX. That's not to say TEW IX's any bad. You might also notice in the top left-hand corner, we are in the year 2020, although we're using the new database or the new version of the game. It's still taking place, in 2020. A rather important year in human history, as you know, there was a rather nasty virus kicking about, which crippled a lot of industries, the travel industry, as well as the wrestling industry. I went back and I've always had an idea of doing a series on this game, on this database. But I was kind of unsure what to go for. I could have went for booking WWE, because there was some crowning moments in the WWE in 2020 that were absolutely excellent, but they were done in front of no one because of COVID guidelines, which sucked. Drew McIntyre's huge win of the WWE Championship was great, but it happened in front of no one, which sucked. In this database, COVID doesn't happen. COVID doesn't. Oh, I've said the nasty disease's name. I wasn't meant to do that. I might bleep it out. I believe YouTube doesn't take kindly to the C word. But anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Bloody YouTube demonetization. Not that I'm monetized anyway. I'm not big enough for that shit yet. Anyway, it did cripple the wrestling industry. It didn't feel the same. However, COVID is not in this game, so we kind of have a bit more freedom. However, I believe there was another company that suffered more from COVID, and a company that still, in my opinion, hasn't really got back on its feet yet. And if you've watched the last few videos, you probably know what I'm talking about. You probably know what I'm building up to, but it is New Japan Pro Wrestling. For those who aren't avid watchers of New Japan's product, I feel like Puroresu is a rather niche market. Not everyone gets it. It's kind of like deathmatch wrestling. Not everyone's a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of deathmatch wrestling. But for those who aren't familiar with New Japan, I'll give you a little walk through history. On July the 11th, New Japan decided to kind of strap the rocket to Evil, a guy who seemed to be a forever mid-carder, which was kind of crowned by him winning that year's New Japan Cup, and in turn betray his stablemate Tetsuya Naito to challenge for the double champions. the championships. Sorry, uh, it critiqued a lot this decision, and I feel like while it was nice uh, to see New Japan try to build up a new star after relying on Tanahashi, Okada, and Naito for year after year, they clearly wanted Evil to become their biggest heel, and went down the tried and tested route of the biggest heel joining the Bullet Club. This saw him get his own sub faction of the group called House of Torture, which became and still are to this day the worst part of New Japan Pro Wrestling. House of Torture were booked in pretty much every match on pretty much every show, with no direction, no interesting story being told. The plan was simple, and it was kick the shit out of. House of Torture member faces off with someone. The rest of the faction fears. House of Torture member wins, and that happened over and over and over and over again. The heavy focus on sports entertainment kind of finishes, as well as the hot potatoing of title belts, kind of made the entire company a shell of itself. As I've mentioned, they also had to deal with big stars like John Moxley and Chris Jericho, who were working for New Japan at the time, struggling with travel because of, like I said, the C word. Major stars also left, like Okada left for AEW down the road. Will Ospreay, Jay White, they all kind of went elsewhere. But it can't be argued that the random over-the-top push of heel wasn't the beginning of the end for the company's momentum, which, as you can see, at the beginning of this save, they have a lot of momentum. Evil kind of deaded that. That being said, I feel like I've slagged Evil a lot. I've slagged him off a lot at the start of this video. This isn't me saying Evil is a bad wrestler. He's not the most captivating star, but he works his role. He's not bad. And I believe he can be a major star and a kind of monster heel if he's booked and presented in a captivating way. He's got a good look to him. He's rather an imposing figure. But New Japan just clearly didn't know how to use him, which is strange because New Japan booking is usually absolutely solid. I'd also like to say that New Japan, it's not a complete failure these days. They have made some really good decisions, finally giving Zack Sabre Jr. and Hiroki Goto their big win, winning the big title. It was so nice to see Goto with that win. It is 10 years too late, but better late than never. Goto holding that belt is something I'll never get sick of. I know he's just lost it again, but I'm just glad he held it in the first place. They also have a lot of potential stars. I say potential stars. They are legit stars now. The new Three Musketeers, Yota Tsuji, Ren Narita, and Shota Umino, are insanely talented, as well as outliers like Gabe Kidd, Clark Connors, Alex Coughlin. I feel like then they kind of get overlooked because they're in the kind of weird Bullet Club stable that has lasted 5 years too long. But I feel like they're very, very talented. If you told me the Gabe Kidd from WCPW was going to be this badass heel, I wouldn't have believed you. However, it can't be denied that New Japan are in kind of a lull. Their numbers, especially their foreign viewership, has definitely dwindled, and they're no longer seen as the powerhouse they were kind of growing to be. So let me have a go. Now, as we are starting a new save, a new series, I kind of wanted to set myself a few personal goals. I know uh, I'm operating as the CEO of New Japan instead of just the booker. If I was the booker, it would give me goals from the CEO. I'm the CEO, so that doesn't happen. But I wanted to set myself some goals personally to kind of streamline my vision and kind of keep me focused, give me something to work towards. Firstly, I've mentioned them a lot. I want to set myself the challenge, and I believe it will be a challenge to make Evil a legitimate star. Um, as I said, I believe he can be a star. He can be a good heel if he is booked right. I want to try and book him right. I want to try and get him interesting. I want to build up a good story with him. So the first goal is to make Evil the star that New Japan forced him to be. I'd also like to the second one. Don't overly rely on AEW or Ring of Honor stars. We are going to be. I'll say it now. We are going to be bringing in some AEW talent. We are going to be bringing in some Ring of Honor talent. But in when we're 2 years into the save, I would like the majority of the roster to still be New Japan stars that we have on the current roster. I want to work. I'm bringing in a few guys. I want to 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 keep the core roster as it is right now because I've seen other people do this save before, and I have. Um, it is a it was a really interesting watch. Uh, I'll link the guy in the description. I believe it's Max's Marvelous Productions. He's doing a Dragon Gate save at the moment. Very early days Dragon Gate save on TEW9. He's very good. So please go and watch him. But I don't want to. He built up Eddie Kingston and Gunther and Ilya Dragunov, I believe. And while it was interesting, I want to build up some kind of homegrown Japanese stars, like it says in the third goal here, just to kind of keep that kind of the Three Musketeers going and bring in some maybe some stars from rival promotions, kind of like Shingo Takagi did when he came over to New Japan, kind of like Kenta did when he made his New Japan debut. Bring in some Japanese stars, build up some Japanese stars. I want to focus on Japanese talent in the long run. And last but not least, the junior heavyweight division and the tag team division is very bare bones at the moment. It's not very interesting. They don't have a lot of depth to it. It's not the best. I'll be honest, it's not the best. So I want to expand the junior heavyweight division, the junior heavyweight tag division, and the heavyweight tag division. Just make it more interesting. Bring in some new teams, bring in some new talent, and hopefully see these two divisions kind of flourish uh, under our control. Uh, I'll bring you over to this guy. I could easily. We're starting to save at the beginning of the New Japan Cup. He has not yet turned on LIJ in real life. And I could so easily just keep him in the stable as a kind of heir to Naito's leadership, kind of the second in command, and try and get him over that way. But I don't think that would work in real life due to Sonata and Hiroki Goto and maybe even Bushi. I feel like Evil might be the least over the least kind of charismatic guy, the least likable guy in that stable. So I don't think that would work. So in this save, he is going to turn on his LIJ stablemates. But instead of it happening at the New Japan Cup finals, no, it's going to happen in the past at Wrestle Kingdom 14. On night one of that Wrestle Kingdom, the IWGP tag team titles were up for grabs between Finjuice and the Gorillas of Destiny. In our made-up world, that's becoming a triple threat match or a three-way. Evil and Sonata versus Finjuice versus the champions of the Gorillas of Destiny, in which Finjuice win. So Finjuice will be our tag team title holders at the beginning of this save. But most notably, after the match, Evil is sick of the losses and he takes out Sonata, turning his back on the entire faction. But in this world, he's not going to be getting his own faction. He's not going to be joining the Bullet Club. He's kind of going to be the one-man wrecking crew of the roster. And he's going to feud to begin with Sonata. I just thought I'd give this... I'd mention this because I am going against what happened in real life, which I really don't like to do. But we're telling a story here. I feel like things are developing. So Evil is no longer in LIJ. It also brings in a question. The Never Openweight 6-man titles, originally at the start of the save, as in real life, the titles were held, I believe, by Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Evil. I think it was them three. Obviously, Evil has left the group, so it is now the titles will now be held by Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Shingo Takagi, just to kind of keep them in LIJ. In real life, after Evil turned on the stable, the titles were vacated. That's not going to happen here. They're just going to keep. They're going to have Evil's going to give his title back, and they're going to they're going to keep the belt in the stable. In terms of our champions, IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental titles are held by Tetsuya Naito. Obviously won them at Wrestle Kingdom. Our Junior Heavyweight champ, Hiromu Takahashi. Junior Tag Champs, Sho and Yo, who I will speak more on later. The tag team belts are held by Finjuice. Like I said, they won them at Wrestle Kingdom in that three-way match. Jon Moxley, the AEW star, obviously, is our United States champion. He no longer has visa issues. He no longer has travel issues because COVID isn't a thing. I said the C word again. My apologies. Never Openweight held by Shingo Takagi. The 6-man titles I've already run through. So overall, we've got 1, 2, 3 titles that aren't held by LIJ members. The rest of LIJ are kind of ruling over ruling over New Japan. They're doing good for now. But speaking of stables, I'm going to give you a little rundown of the stables because I feel like we've got something to mention. We've got obviously the Bullet Club. We've got, for some reason, it wasn't letting us go down. We've got Chaos. We've got LIJ minus Evil, of course, Suzuki-gun, and a brand new stable. I no longer have. I know I haven't yet. I can't get my words out today. My apologies. I know basically the point of this. I don't have any art planned for them. I'm gonna get working on because all the other guys, they have the kind of stable iconography. We need to get them a badge or something. But a brand new stable, uh, kind of uh, a subgroup of chaos. We have Roppongi represent uh, a kind of fun-loving party boys kind of stable, in which Roppongi 3K uh, gained some new party goers to their ranks in the heavyweight tag champs, Juice Robinson and David Finlay. I feel like these guys just go together so well. Roppongi 3K are obviously designed to be like club goers. Who do we know that likes going to the club? This man right here, Juice Robinson. I feel like they go together really well. They're all baby faces. They're very much tag team focused. I feel like they can do some good things as a little baby faced faction. We've got Shonyo, the junior champs. We've got Finjuice, the heavyweight champs. We've got Rocky Romero. Kind of, it says they're all members, but I feel like Rocky would take naturally a kind of leadership role. But not yet a major player, a 5-person gang formed recently. I like the idea of these guys together. Another thing I've kind of changed, but I feel like it's understandable. And I'm very interested to see what happens with these guys. Will they expand, bring some more members in? We'll see. There's a lot of changes happening with stables recently, as I've spent the first portion of the video talking about. So big things to come in terms of all of the stables. And it's true. Time flies when you're having fun. I've just spent some time sending out some contracts to people that I want to bring in that I have ideas for. Now, I thought, because I'm recording this at the stupid time in the morning, I started sending out contracts at 1 a.m. It is now 1:43. I've spent almost 45 minutes sending out contracts or trying to bring people in. Yeah, it might be an addiction at this point. I I'm gonna go through who I'm trying to bring in, who I've sent contracts to. Um, I'm also gonna. It's never good to see, but I'm gonna fire some people. I know I'm gonna fire one person. I'll do that first to get it out the way. Um, Chase Owens. I believe he was the only person in when it comes to New Japan anyway, who was involved in the whole speaking out movement. So it's going to cost 16 grand, but I am going to let Chase Owens go just because the speaking out movement obviously isn't going to happen in this game either. But I don't want to be associated with any dodgy characters. I want to kind of stay away from some dodgy folk. I'm just going through right now trying to see if there's anyone I've missed that was involved in the speaking out movement. I don't think so. So yeah, we've got rid of Chase Owens. He wasn't really going to contribute much to our plans moving forward. He's very much expendable, so we have got rid of him. Anyway, that's that out of the way. we go on to the fun part. Clearly fun as it took 40 minutes of time to do, but we have some hires. We haven't hired them yet, but hopefully we'll get them across the finish line. Shane Haste, after his dreadful time in WWE, we're going to try and bring him back. We're going to try and reunite him with Mikey Nichols. We're going to try and get TMDK in our version of New Japan. I really like them as a tag team. I like them in NXT. I like them in New Japan. They're a quality tag team. I feel like they can contribute to our save a lot. Shotaro Ashino, the death of Wrestle 1 doesn't happen in this save, or it already happened in the save. I'm not sure which one. So I figured we'll pick him up. I do have plans for him. Very good worker as well. We've got Lucky Kid, also known as Theoman. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. From WXW, a German wrestler, German kind of light heavyweight. I feel like he can bring some variety to and fit in well to the junior heavyweight division. We've got, he's faceless at the moment, but Bandito and Flamita, they're going to take a lot to hire because they work for a lot of customers. They work for a lot of companies, and we want to hire people onto exclusive deals. So that's going to be a struggle bringing them in. But I really do want to, because they're going to be very important to our junior division. Zachary Welts, Desmond X, and Trey Miguel. Obviously, MSK all day, bringing them in, bolster that junior division a bit more. A nice kind of little stable there. We've got Paris De Silva, Jude London. They're very much going to be a project. I'm losing the ability to speak as this video goes on. A project. We're going to try and build them up as maybe some stars of the future. These ones you'll kind of see where my vision's going. Brian Pillman Jr., Davey Boy Smith, and the Von Erich brothers going to be, hopefully, we get the contract sorted and they're going to become like a little kind of family-based stable. I feel like that could be very cool. Chris Bay, we did want to bring in Lucky Ali because I feel like him and Chris Bay would make a really good tag team. But going through the database, I couldn't find Lucky Ali anywhere. I've looked under various ring names. I've looked under his real name. I couldn't find him at all. And I don't know how to make workers. So Lucky Ali can get fucked. We're just going with Chris Bay at the moment. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Christ, I really can't speak. The Good Brothers, after their time. What's going on with Luke Gallows' face? I've literally just noticed that now. Fucking hell. Anyway, quite horrifying that. I love Luke Gallows, but yeah, it's quite weird. Obviously unemployed after the time in WWE. They fit in perfectly, so it's only right that they come home. Luke Jacobs, very talented wrestler. I feel like he will end up in New Japan at some point, or he definitely should. We'll be bringing him in as a young lion, but definitely happy about that. Seiki Yoshioka, we wanted to bring him. I wanted to bring in him and Yuya Susumu. I think I'm saying that right, but Yuya is another person that we wanted to bring in that isn't in the save. So, because I wanted to bring them in as a tag team. That's obviously not going to happen. So I'm bringing in Seiki and Atsushi. They've also worked as a tag team in Noah. They're currently in a stable in Noah right now, anyway. So in the save, that is. So I feel like it makes sense. It's nice to do another junior heavyweight tag team. Chris Ridgway, top bloke, tough bloke. I've done one of his seminars as in pro wrestling training, and it almost killed me off. So shout out him, another kind of never open weight guy is what we'll be bringing him in as. Rusev, again, another kind of bulky powerhouse to bring in. Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis done really good work in Progress and Rev Pro in New Japan when they were signed. I still can't believe that after the banging matches they put on in New Japan didn't give them a permanent deal. Fucking idiots. Because they were the guys in the tag team division. They were absolutely incredible. So we're definitely bringing them in. We're definitely giving them permanent contracts. We're definitely giving them big money. And last but not least, Vicky and Mark Haskins. I feel like I wanted to bring Mark Haskins in as a junior heavyweight, and Vicky Haskins just comes with. They make a good pairing anyway. So we do have a lot of people bringing in. Like I said, we have got some Ring of Honor guys. We have got some AEW guys. We've got some TNA, I believe they were working, or Impact guys. But these are going to be steadily integrated throughout the save. We're not going to debut them all instantly because I don't want to. I don't want to jump straight into the water. I want to kind of dip our toes in. Some of them won't be very good based on their popularity in Japan, so we might have to build them up a little bit. But I'm very happy with the way things are looking up. Now, I was gonna excuse my phone if you could hear that. Um, I was gonna kind of simulate in time and see who has picked up our contract, who's agreed, who we're gonna have to fight for, and all of that. But I figured I'll leave that for the first video. I'm aware that I've probably talked a lot, probably info bombed a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video now. Just so it's not an hour long. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. I hope you're excited for this series. I know I am. I love New Japan. I love New Japan. Not so much these days. As I said, they are very much struggling. But hopefully, in 5 years' time, at least in this save anyway, I can look back and say I'm proud of what I've done. I've done a good job here. We want to keep the momentum going. We want to keep the prestige going. We want interesting storylines. The New Japan Cup is coming up. Who doesn't love a tournament? Who doesn't love a Japanese pro wrestling tournament? They always slap, literally, always. Very excited about the stuff we've got brewing. And I hope you guys will tune in for the next one. But for now, that's all from me. As I said, stay healthy, stay happy, and I'll see you later. Peace.